Good afternoon, welcome to East Midlands Airport with Anthony Live Aviation. There is a 777 DHL making his way in from Dubai. He's been in the air now for 7 hours. He's now just turning onto his finals onto 27. Just trying to get a picture of him now coming in. There he is. He's on his now 3-mile final. This will roll up right to the end of runway 27, and then it'll go across to DHL. They're been expecting this one. He's been delayed coming over from Dubai. The next 777 will be the Aerologic. I have got about 4 more videos I'll be loading up later this evening after this one. So there'll be 5 videos including this today. So they'll all be loading up this evening. There's about 4 from East Midlands and a short video from Birmingham. I'm down in Birmingham now on the 18th on a long day. So I'll be filming from Birmingham from about 11:45 to about 4-5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we'll have about roughly a 6-hour film. Now that aircraft is now just dropped down behind the trees for the runway. This is DO517 from Dubai. Registration is GDLY. It's 3 years old. And here she comes. I think this aircraft now it's just landed in from Dubai. I think this is the one that's going to Cincinnati later this evening. I think this aircraft has just come in now. I think it's going right up on the very end. As I can see all the vehicles now moving up to the end. The marshal for this aircraft is now stood out waiting. There is a 747 Atlas making his way over from Anchorage. That is due in at 21:56 this evening. That was been delayed. That was due to land in at 3:20 this afternoon. Now the aircraft is now being marshalled into place by the DHL marshals. So they marshal that aircraft into its parking space. And when it's parked, they will shut down the engines. I'll leave you on that aircraft for a minute and see when the aerologic is due in. We have got a TUI flight from Paphos. That's making its way up and is now due to land in 4 minutes. That is a Boeing 737 MAX 8. She is just now in between Leicester and Melton Mowbray. Then the next flight to arrive behind that TUI is another TUI. It's from Rhodes. That is with Fly for Airlines wet lease aircraft. That's due to arrive 3 minutes behind, so that aircraft is 7 minutes to land. Then behind that, 14 minutes from the airfield, is the Zakynthos aircraft, the Jet2.com livery. That is LS696. The Rhodes flight is BY7349. And the Paphos flight is BY7319. The Paphos flight is now just turning onto the LIS for the airport, and then she will turn onto the runway 27. I'm just looking down and waved out from the airport for headlights. I should say landing lights. I can just see her now. She's just turning onto the runway as now. I'm going to turn round for that TUI. We got it right. I can see her headlights, her landing lights, but I'm just trying to find her at the minute, so I can pull her into the shot of the camera. I got her. There she is. That is the TUI from Paphos. So surely behind that then will be the Rhodes, and then we'll have the Zakynthos behind that. The aerologic from Delhi is due to arrive in at 16:55. That's uh, that's the delayed flight. Then we've got the New York and the Cincinnati flights. Cincinnati's delayed till 6:15, and the New York is delayed until 10 to. I'm going to go onto the airfield just as the two is now coming in. And there's the Rose flights just right behind it. So once two comes down, run down the runway, I'm going to turn straight back for the wet lease aircraft. Because it's just turned now for his finals. So this is the Paphos flight returning. After a 4.5 hour flight. That will go over to arrivals. I'm going to go back now because we've got another arrival from Rhodes. After this Rhodes flight is the Zakynthos Jet2.com livery. I have got some new equipment on order, so in the next week or so we should have better film quality. I've got a new tripod going on order. I am back at East Midlands now on the 20th of July for the Red Arrows and the Spitfire for the celebration of the 60th anniversary of East Midlands. That aircraft you can see now, it's in front of us, that is the TUI's wet leased aircraft. That is from Fly for Airlines. They are registered in Ireland. TUI's got a few of these wet lease aircraft around some airports. I think there's two at East Midlands and one down at Birmingham. Now we've got the Jet2 holiday, Jet2.com livery now just coming on to onto his finals. I'm just trying to get him onto camera when I can find his landing lights. There he is. He's on a 3-mile final into 2.7. This flight is a 3.5-hour flight from Zakynthos in Greece. This plane went out early this morning, so he's just returning from Zakynthos. I think the next flight's in, I think it was the Ryanair from Belfast. But I'll have to have a look what time that was due in. Oh, you got the Ryanair from Malaga, that's due in at 16:50. That is FR 4459. And then the Belfast flight lands at 5 o'clock, is RK9605. Here comes the Zakynthos aircraft now, just coming up the runway. So there will be two Jet2.com livery aircraft over on the apron when this one comes in. One Jet2 Holidays aircraft. Two Ryanair and two TUI aircraft. As that Jet2 is now making his way to the apron to arrival to offload his passengers. It's just had a lovely holiday in Zante, That's its other name for Zakynthos. If people would love to go out to Zante, please do. It's a lovely island. I've been out there, I lived there. It's one of the islands that I do like. I really appreciate the island. So I'm going to have a look at that Ryanair with the stairs up to it. I think one of the Ryanairs might be coming out. But I can't be too sure. We have got a Jet2.com livery to Rhodes. That's now due out at 17:11. We've got a Ryanair to Alicante. The Rhodes flight number is LS635. And the Alicante flight with Ryanair is FR4818. The Rhodes goes at 17:11 and the Alicante's at 16:55 departure. They have moved the stairs away from the Ryanair aircraft, but I think they also getting ready to move the stairs from the front of the aircraft now, as they are preparing for that departure. At the moment at East Midlands Airport, it is 25 degrees. It is very warm here this evening. My last flight of the evening will be the Leipzig 777. That'd be 3S192 from Leipzig. That'd be my last aircraft to arrive. That Ryanair is just sitting there at the present, so I'm going to have a look around the apron at the moment. That Anchorage flight to East Midlands it was due in at 15:55. It's now due in at 21:24. He is making some time. It was 21:26 when I last looked. It's now due in at 21:24. That is now 4 hours and 43 minutes as it's making its way towards us. As that flight's making towards us, it's just going over Greenland. Our next flight's due in 2 minutes. It's the Aerologic. She's now just coming on to finals. That's been in the air now for 8 hours and 50 minutes. And that's coming in from Delhi. And that's 3S593. On their flight radar, she's world #1 tracked. And the next flights that will arrive behind that will be the Malaga flight with Ryanair. That flight number is FR4459. It's a flight time of 2 hours 42 minutes. I was here the other day when this Aerologic came in. The Aerologic that came in the other day came from Bangalore. I'm now here for it when it's coming in from Delhi. And then we got Red Star Aviation coming in behind the Malaga flight. And that's a Learjet 45. I'm going to go onto that Aerologic flight now, as she's just making her way down. Isn't this the beauty of an aircraft? This aircraft was here the other day. It looks like we've got an helicopter coming in behind the Aerologic. As I can just see it coming in. I can see the Ryanair flight just behind that helicopter. I'm going to go in for the helicopter. As he's just came. I think this is the helicopter that comes in. Oh, it's not, it's the air ambulance. It's the children's air ambulance, so it's had priority over the aircraft to come in. He's now just landing on the taxiway. I don't usually film air ambulances, but today, since I've seen him come in, I thought it'd be nice for people to see. I'm going to go back to the Aerologic before this Malaga flight comes down, but that air ambulance is now taxiing over towards the sheds. This Aerologic is now going next door to 777. It came in from Dubai. But that air ambulance is now just taxiing down past all the sheds over the far by the apron. The marshals say to marshal in the aircraft again into its parking slot. That air ambulance is now gone, so I'm going to go quickly to this Aerologic. He's now just been parked up. And then we got the Ryanair Malaga just on his way in now, so I'm going to come off that to the Malaga flight. It's just above the trees. I'm going to turn him on to the runway for that Malaga flight to come in. Here's the Ryanair from Malaga. Where are that going from me today? Oh, the Ryanair to Alicante is pushed back. For the arrival of this Ryanair. So once this Ryanair goes to its parking, because he's going to park where that Alicante flight was. So we'll be parking next door to that Ryanair. They'll be going out shortly, as they now just put the stairs to that the second Ryanair. It was there earlier. It's been doing a test flight. And this one is just came in from Malaga is going to get offloaded to where he's just parked, and then shortly behind the sheds where the Alicante flight is will be the Ryanair who will taxi out to 27 left. We've got the Learjet 45 on his finals. We have got the the Rhodes flight LS 635 now just pinged up. That Learjet's now just dropping down behind the trees. I can just see it as she's making her way down. That is a Learjet 45, it's a private aircraft. That's just coming from Loved by John. Now that's Ryanair to Alicante is now taxiing out. And Rhodes has just been pushed back. As I can just see now. That little Learjet's now just coming up the runway. There she is. That's just coming from Loved by John. That will taxi now over to where all the business jets will park. That is Red Star Aviation. That's a nice little Learjet 45. As she's just going down by the sheds. That Ryanair is now just down towards the bottom of the runway. It'll be up in shortly. That Ryanair is now at the bottom on 27, ready for takeoff. Should be up in a second. We have got an arrival coming in. It's just now. Now just coming into land. It's coming in right behind that Ryanair to Alicante. Sorry I haven't got the Alicante because of that arrival. that arrival is... It's from Belfast. It's the Belfast flight just landed. So the Alicante's there behind me going down south. We've got the Jet2.com livery on its way down to there's the Ryanair 2, it's just come in. There's the Jet 2. If I got a quick glance, I will take you to that to Alicante if I can find him out there. She's out towards the cloud. I can't find her, she's up above that cloud. So the next flight I will try and get, and I will do it, is that Jet2.com livery to Rhodes. Sorry I missed that Alicante flight. She hit the cloud base just as she was heading south down past Birmingham and Coventry. I'll go and have a look at that Ryanair. She's just there, she's moving a bit quick. She's now just turning that Belfast flight. And that Jet 2 is only just reaching the bottom end of the taxiway. As there is a bit of a mound at that bottom, I'm just looking for its tail as it's turned onto the taxiway. I can just about see it now, just as she's turning onto the taxiway. She's just holding short at the moment. Off the runway. Sorry about that. That shouldn't have happened. Then I went to .com, and she's now on the runway. She will be coming up in a second. We have got an old aircraft flying over towards Belfast. That air ambulance, the children's air ambulances came in. The critical care at St John's ambulance is now moving towards Derby. There's that Jet2.com plane taking off. This aircraft now is going to turn. Oh, there it is. I don't know if she will turn to go shortly again down towards Leicester way to go southeast, 82 roads, or she's going to keep going up into the cloud base before she will turn again. By the look of it, she's going to keep going. I'm going to turn back onto the airfield. As they are loading now up this Ryanair, as you can see, the passengers are now loading up onto the aircraft. There is another aircraft sat at the bottom. I'm just having a look what time the next arrival is. And now I've been going for just over an hour. As we still keeping an eye on that Ryanair, as people now going off the coaches and loading up onto the aircraft. And you've also got people coming off the Ryanair next door to it still. So the next aircraft to land will be the New York, the Boeing 767-300. That would be DO 367. That will come to DHL's unit at East Midlands. There's a big distribution centre here. And then shortly followed by the Cincinnati flight. It's now due in at 6:15. That would be a 777 DO9. And then shortly before that will be the Prague flight with Ryanair, FR 8086. That's due in at 6:05. But before that one comes in, then we got the Guernsey flight, SSZ7. That's a Beach 350. Specsavers flight is on its way up. And shortly before that, we got the Jet2. I think it's the Jet2 Holidays from Fiona. That's due in now. It's a minute to 6. I've left you on that Ryanair so you can see the passengers going onto that flight. I think the flight we are looking at with Ryanair is loading up. That is going to Malta. That is BFR 1690. And then that flight next door to the Malta flight is the Belfast flight. That will be going out at 5:05. RK960. I will repeat myself, 9606 to Belfast. At 6 o'clock then we should have the Malaga flight, FR 4468. That was the one that came in. That should be going out shortly. Then we'll have the Specsavers flight going out at 5 to 7. I'll still be here for the Aerologic. It's going back out down to Brussels at 5 to 7. And then my last flight of the day will be the Palma de Mallorca Ryanair. That's if that goes out on time today. That will be my last plane of the day. So we'll have one departure of the Aerologic. So we've seen it come in and then we'll see it going back out. Then all the rest of the flights we seen came in are going back out later this evening. And it's a shame I'm not about tomorrow. It's because the Atlas is coming in tonight. He's actually going out at 6:05 tomorrow morning. But during tonight, I think the One Air is actually coming back as well. Is it tonight? I'll really have a look and make sure it's tonight. I might have had a bit wrong. I did see it. Yeah, the One Air is coming in at 3:22 in the morning. I definitely won't be here for that one. But I still left one that Ryanair in front. They're still offloading, and I think they have got cleaners going onto the Belfast flight to give it a quick spruce up before it returns back to Belfast. The Guernsey flight is now just approaching the south coast towards Bournemouth. That will be here in 35 minutes. The Dallyman flight's just pinged up, and also the the children's air ambulance. That is now taxiing out now from there, where he's just dropped off a person that they just brought in from wherever it came from into East Mids, where there was the St John's Ambulance critical care unit was waiting. So this now has just refueled itself up, ready to go off for its next job. This helicopter's not saying where he's going, but he's just come out, and the next plane to go out is the Jet2.com to Dallinman. So now that helicopter's getting priority now to take off before any flights can leave, because it's a valuable helicopter to anybody in the UK that needs it. And here it comes. Looks like that children's air ambulance is now heading up north. I think it came down from the north earlier on, but he's heading back north. So that helicopter now is over Sorley, heading up towards Long Eaton, as he's making his way north now. I think he might be heading back to where he came from. I'm going to turn back onto the airfield as that helicopter is now out of sight. Back on them two Ryanairs. They shut the back door on the Ryanair so the stairs came away. They haven't shut the front door of the aircraft as yet. That helicopter is now over Stapleford and still going. It's at 1,275 feet, doing 131 knots as he's just left East Midlands. Now the front door of the aircraft is now shut. They are now removing the stairs away from that aircraft. The tug is now on front of the aircraft, ready to push that aircraft back so he can make his way down to Malta. I think the next flight out after that is the one next door to it is the Belfast flight. That's loading up at the moment. The passengers are now boarding. They are moving the trucks away from the aircraft fields. At the present, and then they're attaching the bar to the tug, ready for the tug to push the aircraft out. So that is the Malta aircraft is now just pinged. He's put his transponder on. And the Dallyman's pinged as well. So I don't know if the Dallyman's going to go first and then the Malta, or Malta then the Dallyman flight. We will have to see which one comes out first. And the Antalya flight is just pinged as well with Fly for Airlines. That's the TUI wet lease aircraft. That's the one we seen came in. That is now off to Antalya. Flight number is BY248. But that aircraft won't be back until the early hours of the morning. The same with the Daliman. That won't be back until the early hours of the morning. And that's the Jet2.com livery. The Ryanair flight will be back in the early hours of tomorrow morning. There is a 22-minute delay, average delay at East Midlands for the aircraft going out. And there is a 5-minute delay coming into East Midlands today. I hope everything's all good with East Midlands today, with the possibility with all these delays. I hope they push on and try and bring them delays down, so we'll have no delays. I can see that the wet lease TUI flight being pushed back on the apron. There's the TUI. I'm wondering if after that TUI it'd be the Jet2 would be next to push back. I wonder. I just left you with that Chewy for a minute. I will be back to talk to you in a second. The ops team are out on the field. Now that the Chewy on the wet lease is now moving, the multi-flight has now been pushed back. The multi-flight's there now ready. It's pushed back right behind the Belfast flight. The next one to be pushed back off the apron is the Jet2.com livery aircraft. So that Chewy flight is heading down on the wet lease. Now that Ryanair from Malta is now taxiing down to 27, I'm on that Chewy there, so I'm going to pull back for that Malta flight. She's there. She's now moving. She is going to taxi right down behind the Chewy. So it'll be Chewy, Ryanair, and then I think Jet2.com livery aircraft. So I'm going to go down to that Chewy, it's at the bottom because she's almost ready to come out. And here she comes. Now that too is now making its way down. I will be turning back because that Ryanair is now due to come up in a second. So that too is now on its way to Turkey, to Antalya. Then Ryanair's now ready for Malta. This aircraft's now going to Malta. Now, as you can see, that aircraft is now turning to go southeast. That will turn now to go southeast and then turn down to go over Leicester way. It's now just going up in towards the cloud base. I've just noticed the other Ryanair and the other ones is now just hit the cloud. So now I'm going back onto the airfield. So we've got the Ryanair to the side We have got the arrival of the JFK coming in. I just spotted it. She's now just coming down behind the trees. She'll be here in a second. That's the 767 from New York. I'm just trying to get my camera to stay put. I'm having a problem because it just won't stay. Give me a second. Here comes that 76 now. It's just coming from New York. She will roll right up now to the end. She's just come from John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. It's 7 hours flight. I'm just looking to see where they're going to marshal this aircraft in so we can see it marshalled in. I think she's going up to the second aircraft in. Next door to the 76 is already parked over there. They're still loading up the 2 777s. So they are getting quite busy now, DHL. We have got the 777 from Cincinnati to land. And we also got the 777 from Leipzig to land as well. As I'm just watching now, I think she's going to the second stand across. Yes, she is. She's been marshalled in on the second stand. As you can see, the marshal now stood in front of the aircraft with his discs, marshalling it in. He would tell that aircraft then where to stop. So she's parked up right next door to the trip at the 76 that was under tow earlier on. So the refueling truck is now on his way across. We have got that Ryanair it's just taken off. I'm still watching that DHL. That was the Belfast flight. It's just taken off. So we've got the TUI at the bottom. The Dallyman's waiting. And the Ryanair to Malaga is all on the side. So that Ryanair is a 45-minute flight to Belfast as it's making its way out. I'll go down for the TUI because it's just about to come onto the runway. Morrison's lorry going in my way. Here comes that TUI now. That TUI is off to Dallyman. Just had an arrival, so I'm going to turn around for that arrival. Jet 2 to, oh, it's a Jet 2. Jet 2 holidays from Friona has just arrived. That is LS694. Jet 2 holidays to Dallyman. That one to be following the TUI. We've got the Specsavers aircraft coming in. These are now on its finals. the DHL 777 from Cincinnati. It's just over Stoke-on-Trent. That Beechcraft now is just, the Specsavers flight is just coming in now. There's the Jet2.com livery at the bottom. Then we've got the Prague flight in behind the arrival of the Beechcraft of Specsavers Aviation. It's just come in from Guernsey. Then on the 3-mile final behind that is the Ryanair from Prague. The flight number for that is FR 8096. And then followed in by that will be the DHL from Cincinnati. At the moment she's just coming over Stoke towards Barlaston, and she's coming down towards Uttoxeter. There's the Prague flight. Sorry I kept looking at the Jet2. I'm going to drop back down for this Prague flight because she's just about to drop behind the trees, as you can see. There's the Specsavers flight. Where? There. Just come in. He's now going down there past the sheds. That is a Beechcraft B350. That's just come up from Guernsey. Now we'll have the Ryanair. That Ryanair's just come from Prague. That Cincinnati flight's now. Now 13 minutes away from the airport, as it's making its way towards us. There is, looks like there is a car being going to be loaded up over at DHL. I'm going to pull it across there because I can see it being towed on one of the tug's pallets. I don't know what aircraft that's going. Oh, it's going on. It looks like it's a Land Rover. It is going on this end aircraft. the Jet2.com livery is going out, I'm going to pull it back over to this DHL aircraft as they load on that Land Rover. That is the Jet2.com livery off to Ballyman. That's Cincinnati flight. He's now over Ashbourne, heading towards Derby. He's north of Derby at the moment. It's at 9,400 and descending. She's just making her way over Little Eaton. She is now 8 minutes away from the airfield. I just left the camera on to see it when I put this car on. There's a couple of cars going on in this aircraft. It's on the end. While we wait for this 777 to arrive, it is on its way in. They have got a couple of cars over there for this flight. I'm going to zoom across. They just pushed one car onto that aircraft. The refueling truck's gone from the we've just had another landing of an helicopter, A339, just come in. That's now going towards, that scissor lift is now dropping back down. I think there's another car at the bottom of that scissor lift rating, or that might have been the Land Rover they put on. I did leave it on there for you to watch. As now I'm going back to look for this Cincinnati flight, as she's now just past descent to over Nottingham. I can't see it as yet as she's making her way to the LRS for the airport before she turns onto her finals. Here comes out another Ryanair. I'm just watching this DHL as they're loading the cargo on it. And I'm still waiting for the Cincinnati flight to arrive. Oh, and now I can see the Cincinnati flight. It's now making its way down there now from Nottingham Way towards us. They are getting prepared for this 777, as I can see over by the where he's going. And that Aerologic is almost ready to go, because he's due out now at 527. I can still see the Cincinnati flight coming down as he's coming on to finals. I'm going to come off that DHL and go for this one that's coming in. There's the 777. Dursus is making a turn now onto finals. She's now got her wheels out as she's coming in. Hopefully by the next time I come out to East Midlands, I should have some new equipment. And I should have a new headset to film. There's the Cincinnati flight now, she's coming in. I have got a bit of a problem with my camel head again. I have ordered a new one. that's coming with the new tripod I've ordered. So that aircraft is now just coming down onto the airfield. Here comes that 777 from Cincinnati. This one will run straight up to the end. One of these days I'm going to see if I can come and film some of the operations with either DHL or One Air. Now that 777, I'm just trying to see where they're going to put it. I think she's been marshalled right up on the beginning of the aircraft. Next to, I think she might go in where that 76 went earlier on. But I don't know. I'm just having a look to see. I'm just following the aircraft down on camera at the moment. If she turns at the beginning like I think she's going to like now, She is going on the end. As you will see as well, there's a refueling truck for that 76 as well. It came in from New York. They are refueling that aircraft at the moment as well. As you can see, now they just marshalled that 777 that came in from Cincinnati. That Cincinnati aircraft's now just turning off his engines. I have now been going for over 2 hours, and at the moment there's going to be a little bit of a break for aircraft to arrive and take off. So I'm going to have a few minutes and I will be back. We have got an arrival of a 777 from Leipzig. That's now approaching the airfield now. That will roll up to DHL again. They are getting ready for this aircraft over to the side of me again. This aircraft has been in the air for hour and 25 minutes from Leipzig. Here she comes. The next flight I'm waiting for now is the 777 Air Logic. That hasn't pinged up as yet, but that's supposed to go out at 10 to... I think it was 10 to or 5 to 7 this evening. Yeah, 5 to 7 is due out. It's going to Brussels. This 777 is now came up from Leipzig after an hour and 25 minutes in the air. So now we've got 3 777s on the ground. After this Aerologic, when he does go, it's going to be my last aircraft to film. I can see the Palma de Mallorca flight is now pushed back. I can see where the marshal is. He's now waiting for this aircraft. So when he comes straight off the taxiway, he will go straight in front. So there's the marshal guiding the aircraft towards him. The aerologic is now just getting ready to taxi. So once this is now taxied away, I'm just showing us this marshalling in this aircraft from Leipzig. You can see how it's been done. The engine might blockade what he's doing. So once that aircraft is in position, it will brake, stop, then he will turn his engines off. And then he will turn his beacons off. And then, as we look at this aerologic, he's turned his beacons off now. As we look at the aerologic, this aerologic is now ready to depart. So once this aerologic is gone, that's my last flight, and then I'm done for today. I'm back now. I think I might do East Midlands Tuesday, an early show. So I'll be out of early Tuesday. Then Friday is Birmingham. Then next Sunday is an 8-hour show, or I should say 6 hours, 6 to 7 hour show with the Red Arrows and the Spitfire, celebrating the 60th anniversary of East Midlands. And then on the 10th of August, we've got Blackpool Air Show. Then back in August again, I will be back down to Birmingham again in August. And then I'm hoping to try and get to do Manchester Airport if I can. And then from there, I've been back to East Midlands for a bit. September then it'd be East Midlands and Birmingham. And then hopefully I can change again and try and do a one-off show if I can get down to London Heathrow. This Aerologic is now being pushed back and starting his engines. This will be my last flight of the day as he goes out. He's now being pushed back. This Aerologic 777 is now off down to Brussels. He will land in Brussels at 10 to 9 this evening. Isn't she a beautiful aircraft? In the white of the Aerologic. Now the APU's just been put on the aircraft as you can hear it. So this aircraft hasn't been in for that long. This aircraft has been in now since what time did the Aerologic? This Aerologic came in at 10 to 5 this evening. It's now going out at 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock now. Once this plane is there taken off, I'm packing up for the evening. I will be back here Tuesday on an early morning show. Then I will be at Birmingham then on Friday, the 18th of July. Then I'm back at East Midlands then for the celebrations of the 60th anniversary with the Red Arrows and the Spitfire. Then on the 10th of August is Blackpool Air Show. I'm keeping an eye on this aircraft because I want to do this as quick as possible and then try and get back, but if I can't I will end it just here as this aircraft is there because he is running late. For takeoff. At the moment, he is now making his way for departure. at the moment. He's now just taxiing down. Once this aircraft is now down to the runway, I will finish the show there for today. As you can hear, the Ryanair is now just come out. For today's show, I've done a long show. As you can see, I've done. That aerologic is now moving really fast. I think what it is, he wants to try and get up in the air pretty quick, as you can see. As he's making his way down the taxiway at the moment, I am trying to pack up a few of my things as he's making his way down, so I haven't got less to pack. I got less to pack, not more to pack, I meant. Been a good evening at East Midlands. It has been 25 degrees this afternoon. The temperature is now 24 degrees Celsius this evening. It is now 7:05. I need to hurry up because I've got to catch my bus back. I'm just doing this last aircraft and then I'm on the move. Waiting for the bus. I've got the logbook. I might stop it here actually to take a photo. I'm going to actually end it as this aerologic's now at the bottom. I'm sorry I couldn't take any wait for it to go out. I need to pack up now. Thank you for watching from East Midlands. This is Anthony's live aviation. If he turns onto that taxiway and comes up, I might just wait because he's now just down the bottom onto that taxiway. But there is also approaching aircraft. I don't know if he's going to wait for that aircraft to approach. Yeah, he is. He's holding short at the bottom. As I can see, there is approaching aircraft at the moment. Um, I'm still gonna wait for it. Give me a few minutes. Wait for this aircraft. He is holding short of the taxiway. He's taxiing around slowly at the bottom. Here comes that arrival of, I think it's, is it Ryanair? Might be Ryanair that's just come in. Yes, it is, it's Ryanair. I can't remember where that Ryanair's came from, but there's two planes at the bottom. We've got another arrival again. So I don't know if this Aerologic's going to go out on time, so sorry about waiting for this Aerologic. I will speak to you again. This is Anthony's live aviation from East Midlands. I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.